Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm joined by my good friend Colby here, who's not actually with me, but I'm reacting to one of his videos today because he reacted to one of my videos. And I just want to see what kind of feedback he's giving me, advice, anything good or bad. Please go subscribe to this guy, like his videos, look at him. He's a Chad, amazing. He's always been there for me. Really nice guy. Love him. He's awesome. So let's get right into it and see what he has to say.
Yo guys, what is going on? It's me, the Colby, and today we're going to be reacting
Hi, Colby.
to Nightmares at the Krusty Krab speedrun, 5 minutes and 25 seconds, so that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Considering, this is the best ending. It's not even getting ID. It's like a normal 80% run.
I had to change it up.
And it's going to be by Remix Culture. I'll have his links in the description if you want to check him out. He's a good friend of mine. I seriously recommend it. Alright, so we're going to be starting this video. I'm going to be reacting to. It's going to be pretty friggin' sweet, I bet. And let's get it started. Alright, let's go.
See, he's such a kind-hearted man. He's so positive, and that's just why, me and him are just so tight. Like, it's just amazing. Hoping to collab soon. I just want to mention that before we get too into this video. I've been kind of losing him to this 5-year-old game that he's been playing, but he's kind of a master at it, although I kind of really dislike the game. But that's a whole different story for another day. He's just so good at the game that that's all he plays 24/7, and I just can't get him out of it. It's kind of like an addiction. I might have to start a GoFundMe here soon because I think it might become a serious problem, but we'll leave that for another day.
Let's turn the volume up a little bit. There we go.
The cutscenes don't really matter in the speedrun, but it wasn't really an official speedrun. This is just a YouTube video I made out of it. I couldn't really upload it to speedrun.com.
The first part is just going to be, the prologue, we got to know the story, of why we're doing this.
Yeah, getting the lore.
The significance of the characters, of course, so just going to be...
And this is all canon, too. I think he mentions that. This is all canon. It's an actual thing in the SpongeBob universe timeline.
And as you can see, we can see SpongeBob kind of hallucinating a little bit, so that kind of sets up, is this real? Is this all in his head? It asks a lot of questions, really. And this is where we kind of see, is this actually happening? Because as you can see, we have the hashtag.
Well, he forgets to mention.
We're going to see there's going to be actually a lot more of those guys. And SpongeBob actually swears for the first time in this.
Yeah, and that's why Nickelodeon.
Officially made by Nickelodeon. So.
Yeah, as he just mentioned it, but this is why Nickelodeon couldn't publish this on air because it just didn't go right with the way the cartoon wanted to go, and that's understandable. So this is more of like a lost episode that someone found and created into a video game. Really cool, really awesome. It's just great for the SpongeBob history, and I just wish I could have watched the original episode, but instead couldn't get it. Someone made a video game out of it. Awesome. I'm just glad I get to see this part of the lore.
That's kind of a big milestone for the company, as you can probably tell. And we're just getting into the meat of the game here. So he's going to be getting control of the character momentarily.
SpongeBob gets his first kill ever. Like, they just couldn't publish that.
He is a pretty interesting edit there.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you got a kick out of it.
And of course, the soundtrack of this game is wonderful. An amazing soundtrack.
I had to put some music in the background because, the game just didn't really have much, so I'm glad you liked the soundtrack I put in the video.
And now this video is actually 8 minutes long,
yeah, we can cut out the ending. The ending's a bit of a long part.
There's a lot of time invested into this run, so, like I said, give the video a like, by the way, please give the video a like. He put a lot of work into this, so just make sure you give some support there.
See, Real recognizes Real. What a guy. This guy, he held the speedrunning record for this game for a different type of run. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I can't publish to speedrun.com because my ending doesn't have a category. Unfortunately, this game isn't as popular as it should be, but hopefully someday down the road I will get to it and I will ask the mods, hey, I need my own category. People like me are out here, we're suffering, but Colby here, he recognizes Real. What a guy. Just such a great guy. Go subscribe to him, please.
And again, the soundtrack is phenomenal.
Thank you. It's not a very popular song, and I just wanted to put it in the video. Not many people will recognize it.
You know, I actually don't think this is from the original game. I think that he might have added it in post, but regardless, such a good tune, you know. I might
Oh, thanks.
and listen to it on my own time later.
You really should. It's actually a great song.
Goes with the game. It's insane.
What he doesn't realize there is I was flipping the tables to make a good path.
The SMG here, which is a risky play because everyone knows shotgun is the best gun in this game.
He is right about that.
Worth your money because it can take out multiple targets at once. It is kind of slow with the reload, however. And as you can see, he's going toward the back of the chumbuck, which I'm not really quite sure how that ties into the rest of the match, considering he's not going for the Squidward ending, remember, so...
Well, see, my...
I don't exactly know his strategy here, but I'm sure we're going to see. And as you can see, the game's going to start lagging a little bit, because as optimized as this game is, it still has its issues, and once there's, you know, a good amount of enemies on the screen, it obviously... It starts to lag out a little bit, but I'm sure he can handle this.
Some great points there. What the strategy was here, basically, I was trying to funnel all the slinging slashers, even though they were still going to spawn in, to come towards the chum bucket. As beforehand, I didn't know the exact time at which the secret formula was going to spawn in the Krusty Krab, and I didn't want to wait in there too long. I knew that it would spawn after Squidward and before everything else, as it was the next ending, basically, and like to do. So basically, after Squidward spawns, I try to funnel him to the other side a bit, which gives me enough time to go into the Krusty Krab and actually camp there for a bit without all the slinging slashers piling up, coming to the front door, and making it inescapable for me and ruining my run. Just to clear air there.
Actually, I don't think that he knows about the glitch where the enemies can actually walk through the
Yeah,
Krusty Krab.
yeah. As you can see.
The chum bucket. I know that that's actually ruined many good runs for me.
Yeah.
Leading up to me getting the record, obviously.
Yeah. World champion here.
He's moved away from the chum bucket, which is good. As you can see, one in the back there actually coming.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry to stop you there, Colby. I feel bad for Colby, as recently we've gotten some hard news, as this video is a little late to come out, as it took me a while to get to watch this, as I've been a very busy, he actually lost his record to a Canadian, which, I mean, I have mixed feelings about as a Canadian myself, as I support my country, as this is like winning a gold medal in the Olympics. It's very similar, like this game is very big to me, and it means a lot, and, so yeah, so, I mean, like, I'm happy for the Canadian, but I'm also, you know, my best bud Colby here, I'm really hoping that he strives to get this new record. And that's the other thing, you know, I've been trying to, like, beat it into him, like, bro, you got to get on there and start training, because, yes, I know you like this other game you play all the time 24/7, but this is what's gonna get you to the top, you know. But, you know, it's his life, he chooses what he wants to do, and I'll be behind his back through the whole thing. I will support him through thick and thin.
Very frustrating bug, but you know, happens to the best of us, really. And as you can see, he's actually trying to group them all up so they can't sneak up on him. That's very important in this speedrun.
Yeah, he notices.
You don't want anyone to spawn, because basically there's no safe zones. Some people might call that bad game design, but I actually think that it's genius, because it means
it is genius.
You gotta be on your toes, you're always gonna know
exactly
where the spawning locations are.
Real recognizes real.
Get snuck up on, you know what I mean?
Only the real ones know. So. Am I right, Colby? See, here I just fire some shots.
We're about mid-run now, and as you can see, he's going back toward the Krusty Krab. I assume he's going to reload. Oh, no, he's actually going for
I kept my ammo just in case if people piled up in the Krusty Krab.
No, he's grabbing the formula. I'm sorry, I'm not really familiar with this run, obviously, because
sorry to stop you there again. So basically, people might be wondering why wasn't I shooting, and like, it was because it might have seemed like boring there for a second. Because, you know, I had no need for money after that. If I would have I was just saving my ammo. It probably would have been a smarter play to get the shotgun. Because as he said, world record holder at the time and master of this game, as I see him, he's like my master, and I'm just kind of like, he's my sensei, and I'm just kind of like the trainee. And that's why I had to do a different ending, because his ending, I just probably wouldn't be able to beat his record alone. And so anyway, as I was saying, when I wasn't shooting, it might have just seemed like I was being boring and just funneling them. But like I was saving my ammo just in case they came through the Krusty Krab doors and they were starting to pile up. Then I could take them out, and still camp near the bottle. So just in case I had to make a pathway out, which fortunately I don't have to do, and it goes pretty swell for me.
I haven't done it. He's obviously waiting for the safe to open, which is where the formula is. Obviously, if you've seen the show, know the lore with the whole thing.
Yeah, you really have to know to know. See, they pile up, and yeah, it's very risky. I get hit once, unfortunately.
Which is fine. It doesn't do anything. There's no stagger effect or anything. As you can see, he's actually in the chum bucket now.
Yeah, here we hit a cutscene. Great game design.
And this is a cutscene, obviously.
Yes. See, I took some damage there. I was really hoping not to, because I think the rest of the game, I don't take no more damage.
It's a real shame.
It is a real shame.
Actually wants a voice actor, I would be more than happy to provide that. But
I honestly would too, Colby. That should be something that we should bring up to the game developers sometime.
So a big wall of text that Plankton is spitting here. He's basically saying that he has a big robot. If you don't want to read this, he basically says he has a robot, and then he used the hashing slashers to get the formula for you to give the formula to him. And now this is the final boss battle, okay?
This is
final boss battle at 420, which is a great pace.
Great pace, yeah.
So let's see.
This is the hard part of the game. As the flamethrowers, if you get hit, you are almost instantly dead.
Big lasers, and they're very hard to dodge. It's amazing that he's actually...
He mentions lasers, but obviously he's a bit confused. He's never done this run before. Completely understandable. But the way I look at them, where they have this large radius and the way it moves, I call them flamethrowers. But I mean, it's really just the way you see it. It's understandable that you'd say lasers, I guess. And I also want to mention, I'm pretty sure I don't take damage for the rest of the run. I almost had a no damage run, which would have made me a lot happier, but stuff happens. It's whatever.
As you can see, he's actually using the fence glitch, which is a very big...
I'm glad he noticed that.
Pioneered by Remix Culture himself.
Yeah, no one else has done it for this run, honestly.
He's actually shooting through the fence that binds him to this to the battle arena.
Yeah, and when I'm doing this like figure 8 loop, yeah, as I'm doing this figure 8 loop lining up with the fence, I can just do maximum damage without having to get hit.
We're actually nearing the end of the run here. So Plankton's gonna be dead in a mere seconds. I mean, this is pace. As you can see, the music.
Thank you. He's had nothing but great things to say about this so far, and as we said, we're reaching the end. And Colby, you were just such a great supporter. I love you.
Fading out. It's wonderful speedrun.
Thank you.
And there's the final cutscene, as you can see.
Little edit
explosion effect there
to keep people interested.
To keep things fresh, I guess.
Victory Royale.
As you can see, he's won. And this is obviously an official speedrun. And obviously you can read the epilogue if you like to know a little bit more of the lore in this game, which is very extensive. I recommend going and researching for yourself, because this lore is actually very amazing. There's so much lore in this game.
You're right.
It's actually phenomenal.
So I'm going to cut you off there. The last minute of the video, like I said, is the rest of the lore. If you want to go check that out, you can check out my video or his. I suggest you do both, honestly. And you can read the epilogue events. But I'm going to cut it off there just to make the video a bit shorter. Thank you, Colby. Colby's always been there for me as a main supporter. He's been there for my lowest times, like yesterday, or he's been there for me like in the times in the past, like when I was walking my cat down the road on a leash and it got ran over by a tractor and unfortunately lost its life. And Colby was there. Like as soon as it happened, he came to me and he protected me. He kept me warm. He fed me. He was just there for me when I was sad. Like, you know what? It just brings tears a little bit to my eyes. But like, thank you, man. I appreciate all the good advice, all the good sayings about this. I really hope to get this on speedrun.com eventually, to make it 100% official, because I think I did pretty good. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Colby. We'll be talking soon, hopefully. We're still trying to get this collab together. We're hoping to have a big collab. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. You know, Probably going to be a big sensation. Not going to lie. It's probably going to be one of the best videos ever. It's going to be crazy. It's honestly going to be crazy. So leave a like if you enjoyed and you want to see more videos. And especially if you're excited for the collab, leave a thumbs up. Leave a thumbs up down below if you want the collab, because we will make it happen. All right. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.